They're going to burn that stuff in their power plants and in their steel mills. That's where it's going. This is what's left over. They're sending all their scrap down to us for us to deal with. And this is not only is it going to end up in the river if it rains, it's also going to end up in our environment in the air as the wind picks it up and carries it across towards Windsor.
I first got notified of this problem when Dave Battigello from Windsor Star called me on Monday, said that there had been a pile building and some disturbing appearances of looking potentially like coal. He then subsequently went over, investigated the situation, and we've come to where it is today. From that time, we also had a complaint in my office, and so on Monday we did actually send some information to Environment Canada and also revert some people to Environment Canada, and I did get a hand note back from Minister Kent thanking me for making him aware of this, and I was hoping it was going to lead to some action. Now, we haven't seen much take place since that point in time. There has been some inquiries into the ministry, and there hasn't been any action yet. So on Thursday, myself and Megan Leslie handed the minister in the House of Commons a letter calling for the IJC, the International Joint Commission on the Great Lakes, to investigate. I think that's the proper body to start. Yeah, very good. It's very important to recognize that, I mean, this all along the waterfront is just totally unacceptable for several reasons. Obviously, we've worked hard in this area, real hard, to lift up this area for tourism and to be a place for people, for a place for cyclists and people for running on both sides of the border, creating trail systems that are very important for our health, our wellness, and our communities. And to have this there is obviously wrong in that environment. We've deindustrialized the waterfront over a number of decades with massive investment and more investment to come because we want to return the river to a natural heritage type of a place where it's going to be a producer of a good place to live. And that's key for us down here. We've spent millions upon dollars of improving the habitat. The habitat that the fish hatcheries that we've done downriver and upriver and along here, and also making sure it's a heritage river. So what are they going to say when the princess goes up and down here this summer about the pile of Coke on the side of the river? What are they going to say to the people as they're touring up and down the river? And I want to make a point about this, about Matty Maroon and the Ambassador Bridge in this situation. They have leased their property out to get a profit. And it's not good enough just to say, well, we don't know what's going on there. We don't know what they were going to intend to do. We don't know what we can do. That's not acceptable. Matty Maroon and the Ambassador Bridge, it just shows the disdain that they have for this community, because they should be immediately taking their own steps to clear and get rid of their customer that's over there right now. And he's had a massive moneymaker right there in terms of almost a monopoly that he and his family have benefited from over the years. If they had any empathy whatsoever, they would immediately stop their customer from doing this. I can't tell you how frustrating it is when we see this and that develop, and we have a debate in Ottawa still on climate change. It's real. It's happening. And the dinosaurs in the Harper administration and the ministers that keep denying it, polluter doesn't pay, we pay. The oil sands right now have been driving the dollar up. We've been destroying the ecosystems there. We're raising our greenhouse gas emissions. And at the same time, we're now going to get a cheap byproduct that's going to pollute our lungs. It's unacceptable for our children. And I tell Mr. Harper he has to stop this nonsense.
You're here.
Again, everyone for coming out and making sure that this is going to be something addressed. I've been in contact with my American colleagues on the other side, Gary Peters in particular, the congressman, to ask for his support. They've already said that they're going to be looking at it right away as well too, because they're really concerned. And I can tell you that the IJC needs to be engaged. If you look across there right now, look across, there is a drainage ditch right there. Right there that goes out underneath the pile probably. And you know, it's obvious that with weather, prevailing winds, and everything else, that there's going to be consequences when this is tampered with. And I don't accept the argument too, not to worry about the second pile over there because they're going to put it in a ship. Oh great.
Yeah.
You know, as if that's going to go really well.
Monster is being bounced by seeing you here so fast. Windsor, I know we're scared. We've been trained. We've lived with people that have died because of the environmental problems in our workplaces and are still dying. We can't wait. We're right here, we're watching, and we're going to give them a hard time until they give us some answers.
Speak for the Council of Canadians, or
Tell them about Marathon, our first action. Tell them.
As a citizen from this area, as a parent, as an elected representative, you know, dealing with the tar sands over the last number of years and the myths that have been created that it's clean energy, and I've seen that that message conveyed in Washington by elected officials. It's just sickening. And this is another black eye to deal with, and we've had to go through a lot over these number of years, and this is just terribly unnecessary. And I'm disappointed in the Ambassador Bridge in terms of, you know, allowing this to be happening on their property. Well, they're getting aware right now. It's because of where the location of it is kind of hidden by some of the industrial works behind there, and they don't have a big population back there. But I can tell you right now, if you're probably staying at the casino over there, you can probably see it from several of the hotel rooms. And now as it submerges a larger pile, people are more and more aware of it. And who knows what it's doing to our ecosystem. The potential increased upgrade and pipeline expansion, we need to have a real strong push back against these things because it's going to cost our ecosystem and our environment too much.